What happens if my telehealth lab test is out of network? Imagine sitting in your favorite spot at home, feeling a little off, and your doctor suggests a lab test. You think everything will be simple, but then you find out the lab they sent your order to isn't covered by your insurance. What does that mean for you? Well, it can lead to higher costs and a bit more paperwork. Let's walk through what happens step by step so you're ready if this happens to you. First, it's important to understand what in-network and out-of-network mean. In-network labs have agreements with your insurance company to provide services at lower prices. Out-of-network labs don't have these agreements, so your insurance might pay less or nothing at all. That means you could be responsible for paying the full cost of the test. When your telehealth provider orders a lab test, they usually send the order to a nearby lab. Many times, these labs are in-network, especially big chains like Quest Diagnostics or LabCorp. But sometimes, they're out-of-network, which can happen if your provider chooses a smaller or less common lab. If you don't check beforehand, you might end up with a surprise bill later. The cost difference can be quite noticeable. For in-network labs, your out-of-pocket cost might be around $8 for a simple blood test. But if the lab is out-of-network, that cost could jump to over $30 or more. And if the lab charges more than what your insurance pays, they might send you a bill for the difference, called a balance bill. Sometimes, this can be hundreds of dollars. So, what can you do to avoid this? First, ask your telehealth provider which lab they plan to send your order to. Then, call your insurance company to check if that lab is in-network. If it's out-of-network, ask if you can take the order to a different lab that your insurance covers. Large labs like Quest or LabCorp are often in-network for many plans, but it's always best to double-check. If you don't have insurance, you'll pay the full price yourself. The cost for common blood tests can range from about $30 to $100, depending on the test and the lab. Some labs offer discounts or payment plans for people paying out of pocket, so it's worth asking. Managing healthcare costs can feel overwhelming, especially if you're new to it. But taking a few minutes to ask questions about where your lab tests will be processed can save you money and stress later. Always check with your insurance and your provider before getting lab work done. Being proactive helps you stay in control of your healthcare expenses, even in the world of virtual care.